Homeless man.
That's like the mic check now.
Yeah.
Homeless man. The homeless man went hunting for herons.
The homeless man went hunting for heroin.
I was trying to clean it up, man. This would be a nice church morning.
What are herons? Fish?
Heron's a bird of some kind. I think it's a water bird.
Uh,
I don't know, actually, though. I think it's like a crane. If it's like a short neck crane.
It's pretty close. It looks like a long neck, though.
Man.
That's an S-shaped neck.
Oh, it's got an S neck?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had no idea.
That's a snack.
The S is short for snack. I don't know if people eat heron, though, unless you're homeless. Then
is true.
You know, you don't get to like... You don't get to be picky about your fowl if you're on the streets. You know?
Trump's like, they're eating the herons.
They're eating in Fargo, North Dakota, the homeless are eating the herons. It's a beautiful bird, a patriotic bird.
I was gonna make it. Replace the eagle.
Yeah.
No more eagle. We're the heron country.
But there's no more herons left. he pardons a heron.
One just flies off his head. He was like, "Now it's my hair off." It actually was just his hair.
Yeah, heron. Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy,
that's silly.
Oh. You got a better Trump impression than even usual.
Yeah,
you kind of got.
It helps when you wake up like 8 minutes before the show. Then you're like, you don't have time to like have any anxiety or think about anything. It just all comes out very naturally. It's helpful sometimes. Like I'm also a little hungover, which also can be helpful. With that, you know what I mean. Later on in the day, like when you first wake up hungover, you're like pretty funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you're kind of at your best. Because you're just silly and you're not really thinking about it too much. Later on in the day, that'll turn into just like pure terror and anxiety, and then I won't even want to say anything.
Yeah,
and I'll feel bad about everything I say. But right now, you got me in the sweet spot now.
That's perfect, dude. That's the Sunday morning with your bros, where you all just hop in the same bed and talk about what happened that weekend.
Well, I love the same bed part, but yeah.
Dude, that was our college ritual. Just Sunday, everyone would hop into my one buddy's king-size bed. We just sit there and talk about the weekend.
I mean, that is pretty nice, dude.
Yeah, it's just nice big... What are those beds called? The Tempur-Pedic?
Sure.
The person sitting on the end would always fall off because it just like...
How many guys were in this bed?
Oh, enough. You ever see that Freddie Mercury picture?
I haven't. He has a picture with a bunch of guys in a bed.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I wonder what he died from.
Probably laying in bed with like 15 guys. That is the best, though.
It's the first one that came up.
Let me see that. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's those fellas are having one heck of a time.
Yeah,
I don't think they're swapping stories.
No. Oh, they made some stories to swap.
Yeah, that's true. That was the story.
They're doing a lot of swapping.
They were making memories.
Yeah, they're doing stories about swapping.
Oh man,
the roundabout on that one. You can make a train.
Yes,
like a literal just. You know, you like connect like the toy trains that you have where you just connect the next one.
Yeah. But like if you're doing it with human beings, you need like a lot of people to actually make a full, because you can't really have much of an angle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're not like you're not human centipeding it.
Yeah, right. Right. You need a lot of fellas to like really make like a perfect circle.
That's what that band Perfect Circle is about,
right,
actually.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's like the same thing as Tool. It's like, well, I don't understand what you're talking about here, man. This band is like the same as your other band. Why do you have an additional band?
He's like, we use our tools to make a perfect circle.
Like, man, I have been... You can decode this. If you listen, Schism's just about me and a bunch of guys in a bed. The pieces fit? Yeah, they sure do, pal.
Oh, my piece fits.
All of our pieces fit. I made sure of it. I've measured these guys. I know this is gonna work.
Like Greg's almost didn't. He was.
Yeah.
We almost left Greg out. He is his tool. did not fit in our perfect circle.
Yep, exactly.
So some of these circles aren't perfect anymore after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Maynard.
Oh man, that's so good. That is fun though. Just waking up hungover, even still, like we go on like comedy road trips and stuff. Like if we're sharing like Folsebach or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's like in the morning we sit there and like you like can't physically do anything.
No, not at all.
Or mentally, right? Like if you had to like get some work done, like I had to sit on a laptop or something and like type away, you'd be completely useless.
Oh, for sure.
But you can just sit there in that horrible like dissociated state of mind and just laugh about the worst things all morning. And it's really the best.
Oh, yeah. When you sit there, there's not one thing that happened during the weekend, even if it was terrible, that you don't just giggle at.
Yeah, you're like, wow, that was crazy and bad.
Remember when those guns were just getting swung around this weekend and I almost died?
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good time. That's good stuff. Yeah, for me, it's usually like just like defining how like my relationship basically broke down that weekend. I'm like, yeah, that was pretty bad, huh, guys? I'm gonna have to really fix that now. Isn't that fun?
Guess I'll have another week to figure this out, and then on Friday everything will be fine, so I can ruin it for the
it'll be
weekend.
Fine until we get drunk that night, and then it will fall apart quickly again, and I'll be right here again in your bed laughing about
it. You come over to my bed and tell me about it.
I'm like, I just need a fella bedtime here, bud. I need some bedfellows.
Bedfellas. That sounds like a new toy.
A bedfella?
Yeah. Hey kids, do you need a bedfella?
Yeah, it's like a bro that looks like a body pillow of a bro that you can tell your weekend stories to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And then you can get the mini bedfellas that are just kind of like the homies.
Sure.
That you get from like 25 cents
like
at the
crank.
Twisty Toy.
Yeah. How racist were those?
Well, they were all white.
Oh, so they were like wanksters.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day.
I think I was always just so adverse to it because I was like, this seems very racist. I don't think I'm going to get one of these things.
Yeah.
I'll just get one of those cool, I'll get like a cool skull tattoo or something instead,
Look at these. They were all like white guys.
Are they white or are they cholos?
A lot of them are cholos too.
Okay, all right. So none of them were. Okay, that's. I didn't realize that.
That girl doesn't look like a homie. She doesn't.
Well, a lady, I don't think can really be a. Well, never mind.
I think that one's a cop. He shouldn't be one of the homies.
Yeah, he's kind of the anti-homie.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
It's actually the racist thing is that they're white guys dressed like all the other.
Yeah, so the white guy, he's like appropriating.
Yeah,
okay, sure. Yeah, man, that's a better time. Can you still go? Can you still go to those like 25 cent? Sorry, I'm moving around a lot.
You're good.
Do they still have those crank things anywhere?
Oh, they have crank in a lot of places.
Well, sure.
Yeah, like the not gas stations at any place that they work on cars seem to be the main spot where they have.
Really?
Those.
That's weird. I like they still have like peanut M&Ms.
Like
you can get a handful for like 50 cents.
That was actually the best thing, just having a crap load.
Is it still 25 cents? So inflation has destroyed everything in this country. Thanks, Joseph Biden. But so it used to be 25 cents to get a handful of peanut M&Ms out of the crank, the crank and shoot. I'm calling it the crank and shoot. I don't know.
Crank and shoot.
I don't know what it's called, but it's a crank and then there's a shoot in which it comes out of. So I'm saying
it
crank.
Says crank machine.
Crank machine? Okay, not bad.
Wait, this is the Victorian penal device.
Okay. I'm definitely not talking about that.
That's really funny. It was used as a means of punishment, forcing prisoners to perform repetitive, pointless work. That doesn't seem like what a crank machine is.
No, I disagree with that. I don't think it's pointless at all.
Yeah.
I disagree. But, like, so those things, like, so it's been 25 cents for a handful of peanut M&Ms for, like, 50 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you go to those, you have to put in, like, 75 to get a handful? Like, have those things?
I'm guessing so. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
But then swapping out those machines to make you have to put
it's
three
like
quarters in is way harder.
It's like a hard metal mechanism, you know what I mean? Like, who's going to take the time?
Yeah, every once in a while you'd see some of those that actually have the 3/4 slots or like the two.
Yeah.
I actually thought that looked cooler.
It does look cool. And you have to almost like balance your quarters in there and then have them turn. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like going to Skateland, holding a girl's hand for the first time. And then even she lets you down.
Yeah. Then you go home to your bedfella.
Yeah. Yeah, we go back to the boys.
Yeah.
They're like, these ladies don't understand me.
Yeah.
I'm hungover. I'm like, I'm 10 years old. So you're from out west. Did you guys have like a Skateland or like a roller skating like?
Not in my hometown.
Place? Well, not in your hometown, but like
Dickinson, I think had one.
Sure.
Dickinson had a skate park.
Okay, that's
but
a
I
little
don't
different.
know if they ever had.
That's what people are doing heroin. That's where kids are doing heroin.
That's where kids are eating all those birds.
They're eating so much heroin and then falling asleep on the fun box. That's where 11-year-old kids are slumped over on the fun box.
I've been slumped over on a fun box before.
Oh boy, have I! I got stories.
Yeah, no, there wasn't any of those. I guess back in the day, in this town, Burt, which is like 8 miles from Mott, that has a population of, I don't know, 15.
Sure.
Used to have a roller rink.
Sure.
But I guess that was like in the 70s.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a real popular thing. Like there'd be these small towns that actually have some stuff that they should not have. Because at some point, those towns probably were like, everyone knew from like around like from Mott, everywhere else, like that's where you would go. It's like, oh, Burt has this thing.
It's kind of like the Arthur Barn Dance.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. I guess that they rebuilt it and they have them again, but they weren't like.
Didn't someone set fire to it?
They for sure got set on fire.
Right.
But I mean, it was. I don't know if it got set on fire. It was on fire at some
right.
point. But they rebuilt it.
Yeah, that was a crazy place. Grew up in Castleton, obviously, so Arthur is so close, and we would go there and like be like, well, maybe we can like get some narcotics if we go to this place.
I'll get some heroin.
I don't think we ever did, but we'd go there and like we'd been like in high school and there used to be like crazy like EDM going on up in this barn.
Oh, you had EDM and stuff there? I just remember when the like Arthur Barn dances would have like Johnny Holmes and stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think we were going there exclusively the nights in which narcotics may be available. They were just like, well, I don't know, maybe we can just go buy narcotics.
How
here.
big is Arthur?
Dude, like 50 people. Like, I would say, if even, they'll probably say like 80. But yeah, there's nobody there. What's it say?
Gotta figure out the right one. Whoa.
324. That's malarkey, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe it's bigger than I think, but that's still nothing.
Yeah, 324 is like, it's even bigger than Regent.
Yeah, buddy. Really?
Yeah, Regent's like 200.
Arthur doesn't have a castle, though.
Did the Regent, 166. The Regent Castle, when that was actually our school.
So funny.
And we had recess and stuff there.
So funny.
There's just a white building in the playground.
Yeah.
And during like recess, kids would just go behind there and choke each other out. And that was just like the recess.
The Paso game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paso game is huge.
Playing that in school at recess was crazy. And none of the teachers caring. They're like, yeah, kids just go behind there.
They watched it happen?
I don't think they watched it, but I think they were privy to it.
Yeah. That's fun. I never did Did you ever get the Paso done onto you?
One time.
Yeah, I've never had it on me, but I would watch. Like when I was in wrestling, I'd watch like the upperclassmen all like play it. Like you hang out in a hotel room, and they're all just passing each other out. I'm like, this is
I was scared.
Wild, dude.
Yeah, I did it one time in college, just at my buddy's house.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like that. I didn't like this in elementary school, and I don't like it now.
You were sitting in bed with your buddy, and he asphyxiated you. You were talking about your weekend's problems, and he asphyxiated you. You're like, best Sunday morning of my life.
Yeah. He was like, you want to listen to Tool and A Perfect Circle?
That was always the theme. That was always the background to set the ambiance for a good bro cuddle. Yeah, I was always too scared to do it though, for sure.
Yeah, I remember it was just like one time, and I was like,
what was it like?
You just like go numb. It's not cool.
Yeah,
you're just like, ah.
I know. We like they like put up a guy up against like a wall, and then like as he started to fall, you have to like hold him, like you know.
You just wake up scared.
Yeah, I don't think it's
some
cool.
of the guys. A couple times we just tried to knock each other out too.
That's messed up, dude.
Yeah, that time. That's surprisingly easy when people have been drinking.
Like, wait, so you just punch each other in the face?
Oh yeah. My buddy Cole one time, I had like a good punch, and we recorded it, and then I put it.
That's stupid.
Then
man.
I put it. Oh, yeah, I mean it's not cool. Put it on Facebook, and then it was like, "Why'd you put that on Facebook?" My mom said, "I'm like, why is your mom on Facebook?
Yeah,
This is 2009."
Yeah. It's like it's surprising we're on Facebook.
Yeah, we just got Facebook. It's cool right now for us to have this.
That's funny, man. Gosh, those are the good days, bud.
Oh yeah,
Those good stuff.
and now they're coming back.
Yeah, they are coming back thanks to Joe Biden. They're coming back. I used to. It's funny, like I would. First of all, my entire life, I've gotten caught for like I don't ever get away with anything ever.
Yeah,
Even the smallest transgression in my life, no matter what in what situation, whether it's like interpersonally or like criminally, it doesn't matter. Like I just get caught for everything. I never get away with anything. And it's crazy, like how that would transpire in high school and stuff. Like somehow, like I like my buddy Alan, he like had videos on my phone of us. So we got into this train, like this parked train, and we stole an entire like wooden crate of road flares off this train.
that's pretty sweet.
I mean, we had a good time, dude. We went and drank at my buddy's house one time, and to wake that guy up in the morning, like his parents were like, I don't know, his mom's like Mormon or something, like, but like they didn't care. It was weird. I don't know. You could do whatever you wanted in that house. Is what I'm saying.
Mormon people really do toe the line of. Sorry if you're Mormon and listening to this, but it is everyone.
Yeah, I am sorry if you're Mormon.
Everyone,
First and foremost.
everyone that moved up here that I know, like moved to North Dakota or would be like the new kid in school.
Yeah.
Their parents were the most lenient people of all, but then they would
That's
say,
what this kid was. He moved here.
yeah, but then all of a sudden they weren't like away from the church. They'd say, you still need to go on your trip
Sure.
or whatever. And I'm like, what? Aren't you guys supposed to be?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would be like, weren't we like drinking at your house and like dumping beer on your dog last night? Like, it's because my beer dog.
Beer dog's a pretty fun thing to play.
Yeah, it was this little fluffy white dog. And it's kind of mean now, but I think it liked it.
Oh, yeah.
But then think about that. So it was down in the basement. We were just drinking. We were like 16 years old. Like every so often just splashing a little beer on this dog and then just like goes upstairs to its parents. Just soaked in hot Miller Lights.
Just calling it beer dog is the best, too.
Yeah.
What up, BD?
Just every time, beer dog. So anyway, that night, it was literally this one night in this Mormon kid's basement. And so, yeah, we drank. And my friends all fought each other. I didn't. I just stood back. I'm like, you guys are so dumb. But that kid literally, he fought my other two buddies, too. I'm always like, because he was a bigger guy. He's like, I can take you guys. But these two, like, scrappy guys.
Oh, yeah.
And they just beat the hell out of him, dude. His tooth went through his lip and stuff.
Oh, dang.
And so he woke up in the morning. His face was, like, pussy and, like, and so we woke him up. He was lying in bed. And we woke him up by just lighting a road flare off in his face, just down in his house in his basement. Just lit a road flare off, and so we had like videos of all this stuff on my phone. And then I don't even know how, but I don't know how my parents were gaining access to my phone, but they somehow found all these videos.
Especially back then, parents didn't even know how to work videos on phones.
I mean, I guess there was probably just no. There must have been a code to get right. Like, were there probably no codes to like get into a phone?
What did you have, like like an NV3?
I thought it was like a flip. I don't know though. It's really hard to remember. I thought it was a flip phone that had a camera. That's really how I remember it, but I don't know what it was.
Dude, when we had the when the NV3 came out, and it was like the phone that you could flip with a full keyboard.
Oh,
and you actually had like a little bigger screen.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that ruled.
Yeah,
dude, because we. In high school, my buddies that took physics class, I was in study hall during that time, and I like never had anything to do in study hall, so I'd go putz around with them in physics.
Yeah,
where they actually had to do stuff, and I would just be like, "Yep, I'm not in this class, but I'm sitting in."
They were all challenging themselves, and you're like, "I'm going to do study hall."
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good.
Yeah, they're all successful. They all have wives and kids and make over $100,000 a year.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, you're like, what do you guys think about that, losers?
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I have video of you guys making bottle rockets and putting them up each other's butts.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not forget. You guys are also very dumb.
Yeah. Because that was one study hall physics class. They were testing out these bottles to shoot off. And they just let us go by ourselves. So we just like went outside. The first one shot like over the school. We're like, that's a pretty good rocket. And the next one we're like, hey, Brock, come over and lean over this and just put your butt up behind it. Just lean over it. He's like, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Like 3, 2, 1. He's like, oh, that hurt pretty bad. We're like, yeah.
Wait, so they were bottle rockets or they were creating their own rockets?
They're creating their own rockets with actually like big, like 2-liter bottles and stuff.
And then firing them.
It was crazy.
Firing them off their butts.
No, firing them into their butts. Like, there's like, if I could explain it a little, there's like a little retaining wall thing here. So
Sure.
we had him like squat. He was bent over the retaining wall, and it was down below the retaining wall.
Wild, dude.
Shoot it up.
That's hilarious.
And we're like, you want to see my end of the semester video?
That was it?
No, it's like, yeah, no, we didn't show that to the teachers.
Oh, that'd have been funny.
It would have been.
I feel like in a small town, you like get away, like a really small town like yours, you can like get away with more stuff.
Oh,
like
100%.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they said that back in the day, there was teachers just pushing kids over the top of the swing set.
Right. Yeah, I believe it.
Dude, we actually had a teacher that pretty much looked exactly like the teacher from Matilda that would grab kids by the pigtails and swing them.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, Mrs. Berger. Dude, I watched her push kids super high on the swing set that I was like, I bet that she got a kid over one time.
Oh, like where you did the full, like,
yeah. Dude, the couple times she pushed me, I had like, you ever get so high in the swing that it like the chains release?
It starts to, exactly. Yeah,
that's the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Also, did you have like monkey bars when you were a kid?
Yeah, but I'm a weakling, so I stayed away from them.
Dude, they had like so not just like the straight up like go across monkey bars, like full play things that you could crawl on.
Okay.
That were like just bars and all.
Oh, like the dome thing, you mean?
There was the dome thing, but we had cool ones that were all like big square ones and stuff that didn't really look like any other ones. And we would just be, so we'd be 5 feet away from each other.
Was this designed by the Enchanted Highway guy?
It should have been. Yeah, there's a lot of just loose scrap metal. But we would just bring dodgeballs back when dodgeballs were like the red, really hurt you dodgeballs.
Mm-hmm.
And just get inside and just be like, okay, last one to get hit wins. We're like 3 feet away from each other, whip them in as hard as you can. Just come in with welts. The Catholic school I went to too until 3rd grade, and when it closed down, only 30 kids in the whole school between 1st grade and 8th grade.
Crazy.
Only 4 teachers. So then each school, like,
how does that work?
1st and 2nd grade were combined, and then 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th. So it'd be like the teacher would teach the few people that were in 2nd grade, like whatever the subject is.
Sure.
And then she'd be like, you guys work on this, and then teach us 1st graders like the next thing. But they just let us play tackle football.
No wonder you're so dumb, Blaise.
I know. I got half an I got literally half an education.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's like, I think like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade are like really the most important. Like learning phonics and stuff. Like I think it's pretty big. Like that's really the foundation, and then everything else, like, yeah, you want to learn about World War II, sure, man, go ahead, that's your own thing.
Yeah,
but like learning to read and write good and be able to that's pretty important.
I just said that the couple last weeks too. I had a speech impediment, so I had
it makes sense.
Yeah, I had to go to some recesses. Like I forget, it must have been 1st or 2nd grade. Like for at least a semester, I had to like miss a lot of one of the recesses to go to speech therapy at the public school. They'd like come pick me up.
Sure. What was your impediment?
Told them last week too, or 2 weeks ago. I would I'd screw up like N's and G's and stuff like that. Like they didn't make, like I'd say.
So if it was an N, you would do the NG sound.
Dude, it was just like I don't know how they corrected me because some of them would just be.
You went to conversion therapy.
Yeah. They would try to. My parents would tell me some words. I can't even think of any right now, and it would just. I should call my mom and ask a couple more. I know one would just be if I was to say ninja, I would say Gina.
Oh wow, that's complicated.
Yeah, I'd like dyslexic.
I was gonna say that seems more like
kinda,
dyslexia, right?
Yeah.
You're flipping things around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a buddy who couldn't do the NG, so like if it was long, he'd say lawn. You know,
I have a few buddies like that. And
we had a good time with him.
It's really funny when they say that they want to go eat wings.
Yeah, wings.
Weens. Like, let's go get some weens.
Yeah, dude. You should ask if he wants to go to Winger. Hey, we're gonna check out Winger.
Best part is
beautiful town.
He's in his 30s now, and we still make fun of him for it.
Does he still do it?
Oh yeah.
Oh dang.
I met this guy. He was like from the town over. I met him when I was like 19.
He didn't have the Mott speech therapy treatment.
No, he didn't. But he was the guy that they would be like, Luke, go get in the car with this old guy for a while until he gets us booze.
Oh, this was that kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're talking about this guy.
So
that's something there, but I feel like that's like a classic story that we didn't have, at least that I know of. But like where where one kid is like brave enough to like approach the man who likes kids.
Yeah.
Like for the benefit of the whole community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like for the benefit of themselves, like oh yeah, he'll buy me a chuck wagon from Senex if I like hang out in his car with them. Nothing happens.
Yeah,
but I get a free chuck wagon every day.
Exactly.
You know?
And it would always be like, this guy is gonna. How does this guy not figure out that he's not gonna do it? It's just for the love of the game.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe he likes being teased.
Yeah, that's his thing.
He likes getting to the edge.
Yeah, dude. Because it's crazy. You're like, how does this work every weekend? And one weekend, he's going to be like, enough.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. Never happened. So, at least I think.
That is fun small town stuff, though, because that's literally everywhere. I think Folsabot told me a story like that. And, like, even if you're not approaching the guy, there is also just, like, a small town pedophile. Like,
everyone.
There's literally a guy in town that people called Lester the Molester.
and everyone knew about it.
And also, I'm not sure if he was a molester.
It's sad, unfortunate.
But he was an old, like, townie who, like, was always just by himself in his car. And it's like, well, it probably is a molester of some kind. Like, like his life isn't normal. whatever's going on there. Like, nothing else but his life is normal, so there's no way, like, his proclivities are like, in line with society, you know?
Yeah, dude.
There's just no way.
There was this one... Dude, we had like Hey Arnold characters in Mod. It was just
I find that hard to believe. Herrons very diverse.
Dude, there was
a diverse cast.
There was one
They're kind of like the homies.
So just white people dressed like other ones.
Yeah, actually, there was probably a lot of those.
Yeah,
we had a lot of those.
Yeah,
there was a time period where that was very common.
You're like, that's not for us or by us. Stop wearing that FUBU.
Yeah.
We had a guy that we just called Green Sweater Boy. He just wore a green sweater and would just walk around.
I see what you're talking about.
And everyone was like, what's Green Sweater? Where's Green Sweater Boy from? No one ever knew.
Interesting.
So like Green Sweater Boy just showed up one day. We're like,
did he go to school?
No. And then we found out.
Wait, is he a boy? Is he not a boy?
I think he was a man.
Okay, Green Sweater Man. Okay.
But we called him Green Sweater Boy.
Sure.
And then we found out that his mom was Bag Lady.
Oh, Bag Lady.
Who was just a lady who carried around bags.
Okay.
And we're like,
I get you now.
And then at some point, I think that something came in and they took them both away. But
yeah, both. You guys are just both guilty of something.
Yeah, there's some Green Sweater Boy and Bag Lady.
Maybe some. Maybe those two are a little too familial. You know,
dude. Green Sweater Boy would just hang out at the end of Main Street on this hill.
Yeah.
Just sit up there. You're like, I'm not like Batman. Just patrolling.
That's very interesting.
You just see his green torn sweater. You're like,
that's very interesting.
And he was more so the Joker than Batman. You're like, stay away from Green Sweater.
Yeah,
Boy.
I was going to say, he doesn't sound like Batman. Batman's when he's not in the nice military suit, he's like a rich guy.
Yeah,
You know, he's like dressed well. He's a handsome guy. He's a socialite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's also just a few scary people. There was like a few people that came from foster care. Not that foster cares are bad, but
like there's these filthy foster care kids.
But some of them, dude, were scary. They were like, like, I see why you're in this because you're mean to everyone, and you're a couple years older than me. You're 15 and I'm 12.
This
so
is
you
funny.
seem like the oldest man
This is funny
alive.
because you're like, oh yeah, they're in foster care because they're mean kids. not that the foster care system has like soured them to the world.
Oh, yeah,
you're like, no, it was them. Their parents put them for adoption because they suck.
Oh, they didn't. They were taken from their parents.
Well, right, but sometimes that's not because of them.
Oh, this time it was.
You're like, trust me, this guy sucks, dude.
Dude, he was just
scary.
all
dirty.
You'd be like, oh, Mr. Yancey's coming.
His name was Yancey?
His last name.
Okay. And he was was also a grown man?
Grown man in foster care.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
This was like a
Green Sweater Boy was a man. You're calling this guy Mr. Yancey.
Yeah, but Green Sweater Boy was, no one really knows what age he was. He was like one of those Are You Afraid of the Dark people who just might have disappeared one day because he actually was just like from the other side.
Okay, got you, yeah. Sure.
I might be the only one who saw Green Sweater Boy.
Yeah, he might not have actually been like corporeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I get it. That's a good legend.
Yeah, but no, the other kids were scary. And it's not because of that. It's because, listen, the foster care system let them down and made them mean.
Exactly. There you go. This is what I need to hear, buddy.
But by the time they got
I need you to have a little bit of humanity, bro.
But by the time they got to this foster family, they were mean.
Yeah.
This wasn't a first foster family for
You don't
them.
think so?
No.
But you know that foster care system's actually kind of messed up, though. Like, a lot of people get into it because you like make money for like taking these kids in.
Yeah.
It's like actually messed up.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So these kids being a little upset about their life might make sense.
Yeah,
I dated a foster care girl, dude.
Really?
Yeah. My first girlfriend.
Did she ask you out? She punched you in the stomach and was like, you go out with me, Josh.
I mean, she punched me many times. I don't know in the stomach ever, but it was
the best relationships.
And it was never in a fun way. But she still got some of that foster rage on me. You know what I mean? The world had done her wrong, and she was going to make sure that I was the one who received. Fun lady. Fun times. But yeah, she had like a foster family like in a town. She would like bounce between like she lived like her grandparents in my town and then like a foster family like, in a separate town far away. And I'd go there and they just had like 10 kids. It's like there was an odd. The whole situation felt not right.
Great. Yeah, no. The ones that are always taking them in are. It's the ones that really go into the guise of like, I'm really helping you. Like, I don't know.
I always got a weird vibe from them.
Yeah, it's weird that you have no other skills. And you're taking in all these kids.
That is true. Like, I guess once you get approved to foster one child, then you're just in the system, and now it's like, well, we can just take on as many. Why we just get a big house in a little crappy town, and you know, like just like that, you know.
Dude, the one foster kid got 2 girls pregnant, found out the same day.
Nice.
In my class.
I mean, this guy doesn't sound scary. He sounds really cool.
He was really nice. And dude, my mom.
Wait, you got your mom pregnant?
Oh, she was way past that by the time that he came. But he came when I was like a junior. He was in my class. He came when I was like a sophomore, junior. And then between his senior year, he's like, he might be getting kicked out of this foster home. He was a nice guy, but he was kind of wild.
I mean, obviously. Sounds like a wild guy.
And my mom was like, I think that we should have him come live with us. And my dad and I were like, nope. And she was like, that's what would God want us to do? And we're like, have him figure it out by himself.
Dude, this guy was definitely sleeping with your mom, dude.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I think it'd be best if he lived here.
Yeah. Oh, looking back, maybe.
You're like, why would you? Where did this idea come from? This is out of nowhere.
Yeah, but no, he.
So you know that foster kid who's like laying pipe all over the city? I think you should come live with us. Crazy idea. Your dad are like, why would this happen?
That's why
is it adding up?
That's why my dad was so against it. I was kind of like, I was like, maybe it's not the best idea. My dad's like, not again.
It was purely a self-preservation move by your father. He's not gonna move out of his own home while this foster kid comes and takes over the Kautzman household. He's sitting at the head of the table.
He makes my dad sit in a high chair.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a kid's table that your dad's sitting at by himself.
It's like, take some applesauce, Ben.
Yeah. He's flinging it on with a spoon.
Just puts my dad's head in mashed potatoes. He's like, oink.
He's like, little Ben, you sit at the kids' table.
Yeah, oink like the pig you are. You're like, your slop. He's like, this is my slop. Points to my mom.
Yeah, he's like, don't look at my girlfriend.
Best part is just holds my dad captive as if my dad can't leave.
And you're just sitting there, you're like, what's going on?
Can I go to school? Or
he's like, yes, son.
Thanks, foster friend.
Foster familius. Oh man.
Oh yeah, but dude, he got two girls. He was his girlfriend.
Wait, so he got like inseminated them on the same day?
No, well, he found out the same day.
Oh, gotcha.
The one thing was, dude, he played it perfect. Actually, if
it sounds like he was doing a good job.
If he wouldn't have like his girlfriend, he was cheating on his girlfriend with this other girl in my class. His girlfriend was from somewhere else.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I got to do what you got to do.
And then his girlfriend and him at school would play. Dude, everyone thought they just hated each other. In front of people, they would be like, that POS, and she would do the same back to her, and you're like, man, those two really aren't doing the greatest, you know?
But now you know.
And then all of a sudden you find out, you're like, wait, she's pregnant with his kid?
Yeah.
And he found out with like hours of each other.
Man.
Could you imagine being like, I'm pregnant. Oh, crazy. I am pregnant too.
Yeah.
And then he got both of them. This is the wildest thing. They were both fighting on who got to keep him.
Oh my God.
And then he got them both to steal scripts. from their pregnancy doctors or their baby whatever you call it. What doctor is that?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know what it's called. A family doctor.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
OBGYN.
I've never gotten that far.
I've never been born.
Yeah.
But they then he got them both to steal scripts from their appointments.
Oh man.
And then he went to prison.
This guy, like, if Andrew Tate heard about this guy, he'd be like, "This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about."
He actually,
this is the point to everything I'm saying.
We look into it. I'm like, Ace has a podcast on Andrew Tate's network.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you cheat on a girl, you get her pregnant, you get the other girl pregnant as well, and then you're like, they're fighting over you, and then you're like, hey, we want to steal some perks from me.
Yeah.
And then they're both actively stealing perks for you. Boy.
And then
that's a real man.
No, he just
a real man.
I think he got them to steal the actual pads.
Wait,
so
what?
they were writing their own prescriptions.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that is
he was
good.
Getting whatever.
I wonder how you get caught doing that. It was just supposed to be like you get greedy.
Well, I think that because they got away with it for a while, but then I think the pharmacist was like calling the doctor, being like, these two things don't go together.
Oh,
you know, like if like this person's supposed to be taking this,
like two pills that literally will kill you.
Yeah,
if you take them together. Yeah.
I'm guessing that. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, those people. I mean, I would have to assume, Ace, if you're out there, I'm sorry, pal. I think you're probably still in jail or whatever. But I think you might be dumb. I think you need to do a little more research. I'm just gonna go on a limb and say a guy that knocks up two girls in the same day in high school and then has them steal. Probably not doing a lot of research on the pills.
Probably not. But it's amazing that they got that. Well, he didn't get arrested till like a couple years later in college. Like
what?
When we were in college, so he'd like had him going on there for a while.
So he had that going for years.
At least a year.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because I think that it was like then at the appointments when they would go like for the checkups and stuff, they'd also get it. That was a crazy thing too. Even after they had,
why are they getting fun pills at these like pregnancy? I don't know.
No, they just steal the prescription pad.
Gotcha.
So that's just out in the open.
Right.
Then you swipe the pad, and then you write whatever.
But you said they're getting stuff at the actual appointments as well? How's that working?
Well, I mean, you grab the pad at the appointments.
I see. Okay.
So then you can write whatever script.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
So the doctor, there's no point where the doctor wrote a prescription. They would just forge his signature.
Gotcha. That's pretty sick.
And then they got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But then the best part is for the girls, they were just like, well, he manipulated you. Slap that on him, too.
Oh,
and so the girls were off scot-free.
They did?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
This is...
okay, women, you think you don't have it good?
Yeah, exactly. Trump's going to take care of that.
He'll get you your script.
Honestly, I think it was Ace. I think Ace was the victim in this whole thing. You know what I mean? These ladies were fighting over him, making him feel like God, you know? It's like, when you give a man that much power... Like
ladies,
they
stop giving men so much power.
Yeah, Ace, dude, you guys manipulated Ace, dude. I wonder what these people are up to.
The one actually was doing very well.
Oh, good.
Saw her a couple years ago at a wedding.
Oh, good. I'm glad it all worked out for the best, man.
We could probably check out the ND courts and see.
Yeah, get the ND courts going.
Okay. I love that people don't just click on the whole state of North Dakota when checking this up, and they look in just the counties.
you know better than that.
Yeah.
You know that once you commit a crime in one county, it doesn't stop there. It spreads like wildfire.
And just loading up here. Whoa.
Yeah. Looks like we got a pretty serious deal going on here.
Well, that's just a minor possession of alcohol.
Oh, that's nothing.
Preventing arrest. Driving while suspended, theft, disorderly conduct, conspiracy to acquire controlled substance and deception.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Possession of drug paraphernalia, simple assault.
Yeah, that's a simple assault.
Delivery of controlled substance. Oh.
Yeah, that's a tough one, looks like.
Red light violation.
It's funny that gets thrown in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that one just maybe.
Yeah.
Theft, break into vehicle, possession of meth.
Yeah.
Theft.
Yep.
Yep.
This is quite the laundry list. I will say I'm impressed.
Yeah.
That's a lot of felonies.
Yes, it is.
So many felonies, bro.
If you're just counting felonies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's not counting the misdemeanors, because there's a longer list of those on there.
Dude, 7 felonies that's good work, dude.
That's how you become a cool guy.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
There's not you know what though? If there was a guy, I bet he is a fun hang.
Yeah, I bet he's a great time.
Yeah.
I would love hanging out with that guy.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, okay, let's cool it with some of this stuff, but
that would be cool. Yeah.
He was cool. He was fun dude to hang out with.
That's a guy it's fun to hang out with till probably like let's say you're going on a Friday night with that guy. I bet it's fun until about like 11:45.
And then
at
it goes, and it doesn't. It
and
takes
then
a hard
something changes in the air, and you can feel it in your bones. And like if you go on the ride with this guy, it's gonna get real bad. It's gonna test you in a lot of ways.
You're gonna pick up one extra person that you really don't feel comfortable with, and then something's gonna happen between them.
Yeah,
and you're gonna have to sit up to the side, and they're gonna want you to take someone's side.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're like digging a hole in someone's backyard, crying. And you're like, why did this happen?
And you're like, why'd you guys turn on me?
Yeah.
Why are you making me dig my own grave?
Yeah, you're digging. Next thing you know, you're digging your own grave in a trailer park in western North Dakota. All because you stayed up past 11:45.
Yeah. You're like, well, this was a fun time.
Mm-hmm. It was the best time.
Yeah.
I was like, you're my new best friend, and now you're going to kill me. And I don't know why.
Digging your own grave is insane.
Yeah, dude.
Each time in the movies too, they're like, I guess I'm just gonna keep doing this. And
yeah.
Like, what's the thing? If you don't do it, they're like, well, then I'm gonna kill. Okay.
I think the idea is if someone's making you dig your own grave, you do it because then you're buying time, and maybe somehow you don't end up dying. Because otherwise, if you resist, they'll just kill you, and then they'll dig it. You know what I mean? So those are your last moments on Earth potentially, which is a crazy way to spend those.
So
moments.
you're saying that you want, So you're saying you want to dig your own grave so that you can waste some time.
Yeah, if you have the option, if they're like, "Hey, start digging your own grave," you're gonna do it because if you don't, they'll just kill you, and they're like, now we gotta dig this grave."
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking of. Is I was like, well, I'm gonna die anyway. Why am I digging this grave?
Right. I get it, but I think the idea is like while you're digging, you can be like, okay, well, first of all, you have a shovel.
Yeah,
you could turn the shovel on them potentially.
Just stick the shovel in front of your face so they can't get you there. And
who knows? I mean, a shovel. I mean, that's not a weapon,
especially because you're using a spade usually.
Yeah,
and not just like a.
Yeah, dude. You could lunge it. You get all sorts of different things you could use, but it buys time. And then, also, who knows? Maybe, these guys are crazy methods. Maybe, the authorities will come in the time period in which I'm digging my own grave. Maybe this
triangulate the phone.
Yeah, maybe some crazy lady who maybe, he had their kid, and then, she comes, she freaks out, she shoots them. There are avenues in which you could possibly escape if you're digging your own grave. Yeah. However, if you resist, instant death.
That is true. Actually, I think the thing is, you'd need to be ready for this, but right when they hand you the shovel, you got to do it right away. you got to counterattack right when they hand you the shovel.
Yeah,
because that's when they're the least expecting.
Yeah, if you can think about it.
Yeah. Cause right away I'd be like, "Why are you giving me this shit?"
Yeah,
my slow brain would be like,
yeah.
shovel.
Yeah, it's almost like these meth heads with 7 felonies aren't very smart.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, they were like, "Why are you killing me right now?"
Yeah, that's a good question too. I think it's best not to question those
they're
guys.
like, Seattle should have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're mad. They're mad about Russell Wilson.
Like,
for some reason. It's like you've never even been to the West Coast, man. You've never seen the ocean before.
they're like, what year was that? 2000, I don't know, 15. When they're like, why did they pass it when they could have ran straight in?
Yeah, man. It might be fun to like get into a nice like psychotic, like a meth psychosis, just to see what it's like. You know what I mean? Just to like see like all that lack of rationale, like what that actually is like. Now you have to be able to come back from it.
That's true. You need to hit the meth psychosis, and then somehow,
if you could comfortably know that you could like go on like a month bender and like hit some pretty cool psychosis, but then like be assured that you can come back out like not that much worse for the wear. I would do it, dude. I would do it for sure, just to see, dude. Just to see.
Like, pretty cool psychosis.
Just to find out, dude. You see these guys, it's like, this looks wild, but it probably was fun for a while.
That is. There has to be just the breaking point. The same with like the 11 p.m. hanging out with a guy. Yeah. It's a hard turn where that meth bender isn't fun anymore. But for a while.
There's a Goldilocks period. We're like, this is some pretty fun psychosis, man. Yeah. Like, I don't know what we're doing right now. We're pulling copper piping out of walls and stuff. And like, but I'm having the best time doing it with you, brother. Yeah. Like, right now what we're doing, brother, it's like a lot of fun.
I can't wait to get $3.50 per pound.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we have 2 pounds. We're in your house.
This is very detrimental to your entire life, but right now it feels right, and it is so fun, man.
My favorite part to be like, wait, are you in psychosis yet? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we gotta ramp this up. We gotta get to psychosis.
Get a couple more rocks. We gotta get to cool psychosis.
Like, I wonder, like, if you just like accept it, like, all right, I'll just like do like a lot of Xanax now for the rest of my life after this. You know what I mean? Like, could you just take just like fistfuls of Xanax for the rest of your life and kind of cure that psychosis?
I think that would put you on another bad path. I'm also going to go on dialysis the rest of my life from everything I've just done to my kidneys.
Yeah, and you have like tetanus. There's like a lot of like physical and I don't know. There was this guy. I lived on Wheeling Island in West Virginia, which is like, dude, this is like the poorest place I've ever seen in my life. And I lived there for a summer. And there was a guy who lived next to us who was on methadone, and he would just literally, like, we like, nice guy. I think his name was Bo or something.
Yeah.
And he like could barely walk because I'm sure he probably has experienced this.
Yeah.
And he would just sit in his yard all day with sunglasses, just staring up at the sun. And part of me was like, and try to tell him, be like, you know, like he couldn't like really like convey information. And part of me was like, that's a really sad existence that this guy's got going on. But then part of me was like, man, I bet the journey there was pretty fun.
It's pretty cool psychosis, except when you found out that man was actually dead, just with sunglasses on. There's just random bugs inside of his body that are pushing out air.
He wasn't dead, but his dog always was. And it was always there.
Just a rigor mortis dog.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, that has not been taxidermied, and he's treating it like it's been taxidermied.
That's also the best part is them not knowing if that dog was dead before or not. They're just carrying it.
Yeah, you never knew.
Did they get that dog during cool psychosis or when it was real psychosis?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of the bad psychosis. I'm just go ahead and say that the dead dog period, which exists after like the Goldilocks period and like the come down period, you know. Oh man, what a guy, dude. Those neighbors, gosh, I can talk about those guys. My neighbors that I lived on Wheeling Island were insane. It was Ray and Bo. They both just had like
those are
yeah. One guy came over because we just like had like a few other people that are working with us over for like a poker game or something one night. We were just like drinking. And he's like, "Oh man, I tried to come over last night. He was gonna bring an extension cord over. Like, yeah, I was gonna see if I could take some power from your house. Get some power to my house over there." We're like, "Oh," I was like, "I'm glad we didn't hear you." You know?
Yeah.
My brother gave that guy. My brother and his buddy are so stupid. They gave that guy like $200 to get weed from him, and then like that $200, he disappeared from his family for like weeks. Like my brother and his buddy gave him $200, and that was enough money where he's like, I am just gone. Like, dude, that was like FU money to his family, to his entire life.
That's a crazy thing too. With meth, you can, I think the way to like stretch out your money is to start doing meth.
Yeah,
you can do meth heads.
Yeah,
can stretch out. Well, like you said, $200 forever.
Yeah, and so then like. My brother, I think my brother like went over there and like talked to his wife. He's like, "Yeah, you gave him $200, now he's scrammed." It's like that's what's gonna happen every single time with Ray. You know, Ray, you give Gray $200, you ain't gonna see him for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
you guys done messed up. And I was like, "You guys are so stupid."
Yeah, dude, that's just like on that movie Just in Time or whatever. Oh, it's called In Time, but with Justin Timberlake.
Okay,
when you just work for more minutes of your life, and then you see the countdown on your wrist.
Oh, I've never watched that one, but I think I remember that one coming out.
Yeah, and you could like, if you had those, you just like link up, and then you twist your arm around, and you can give other people minutes.
Oh, sure.
And he like hit the jackpot or something. Some guy gave him a bunch of minutes. Then he went to his best friend. He's like, "Hey man, take this." And then the guy just drank himself to death right away because that like takes the minutes off faster. And that's what his wife did. The same thing. It's like, "Why'd you give him all those minutes? You knew that he'd kill himself."
Yeah. That is literally what meth heads do.
Oh yeah.
But God, it's fun. God, it must be fun for a minute there. Gotta be fun.
I was gonna say that's CP, but then I was like, you can't say that. It's cool psychosis.
Oh, I was like, CP. What are you talking about?
Well, a lot of CP with some of them too.
Cool psychosis.
Cool psychosis. It's a good name for a punk band.
It would be cool, man.
Oh,
I dig it.
Man, what a good time. This has been Josh Dullea with us.
Yeah, thanks for I'm sorry I was late.
Oh, that's fine. That was perfect.
That was really smart of you to call me at that time you did, because otherwise it would have just got later and later.
Yeah, and to start it off, I mean, you came out of your psychosis straight into a psychosis.
I feel like I might be getting into one here. I think I'm in the Goldilocks period, dude.
Give that guy outside $200 and ruin his family.
Oh, man. That would, dude, just to give... Oh, man, that's kind of a messed up social experiment. But it would be fun to give a down and out person like $6,000. Like, and then you just like follow but from a safe distance with a lot of cameras from all angles. Just be like, let's just see.
We should do that, but have like fatigues and camouflage following them with cameras. We have like those fake bushes around us and just stop. Like, why are those fake bushes in the middle of the road?
He just goes to like Merrill Lynch and invests it wisely. In like 6 months, he's like living in a nice house with like a family. It's like, how do you have kids? This is 6 months ago. How do you have a beautiful wife? They're all dressed in white. They're on a golf course.
Yeah, his child's going to college.
Yeah, I'm like
he got accepted into Harvard. We're actually smoking meth outside watching him.
He's parlayed that $6,000 into a beautiful life, and we're on meth.
We go to him and we're like, can we sell this movie to you?
And then all of a sudden he's like, look around, boys, the cameras are on us. We're like, he's like, you damn fools.
I had this plan forever.
You dumb tweakers.
Oh, man. Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah, that would be good. All right, well, hey, thanks, buddy. This was fun.
No problem. We should mention, though, that Louis C.K. isn't down tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's sold out.
It is sold out, but the biggest person that the seller's ever gotten is a huge get for...
I mean, really, I was thinking about it like maybe like the biggest comic like Fargo's had, like, kind of, you know? Like,
kind of, I mean, yeah. Out of everyone... that you talk about, who everyone knows. I mean, Tom Segura is coming to town this week too.
That's a different level. Like,
you just kind of
like Gaffigan maybe or something.
Yeah, like
you know?
people just kind of. Some people are in the know of like Tom Segura. He's like sells stadiums, but he's also not like, I know that name.
Yeah, I mean, Louis was like undoubtedly at his peak, like the best, most successful comic, I think, kind of.
Yeah, dude. Same with like, I mean, the TV show was
right
at the top too and everything.
So it's crazy. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So guys, check out the Cellar when you get a chance because they truly are.
They're getting people of that caliber. You know, it's good.
Yeah. So check that out. Do you get anything else going on, Josh?
Oh man, I don't think I have. I got nothing going on other than sometimes coming in here and talking to you.
Nice. Yep. I don't have a lot going on either, but in 2 weeks I'll be featuring at the Cellar with Calvin Evans.
Oh yeah,
so.
I'll be featuring in like a month or something, but I don't know when.
Oh yeah, for Jake Silbernagel. Or Silberman.
Silberman, yeah.
Silberman, yeah. Check out frontstreettaproom.com. Get tickets for that stuff.
Yeah.
And check out the shows this weekend at the Cellar, which is Mike Racine, and then Jenny Lee Rusi.
Mike Racine is also like the man. That's also a seriously sick get.
So if you guys can, want something to do with your families this weekend, you get 3 show opportunities. So make sure you check those out. It's 8 p.m. on Friday, and then 7 and 9:30 on Saturday, and you guys will not be disappointed. So
absolutely.
Okay, toodaloo.